Welcome to Down South Football Podcast, man. We in the building for a few minutes here. We want to talk to y'all about what happened today. Just a little bit about the SWAC coaches session today on the media. We had the privilege of being on there and get to see it. Of course, everybody was waiting to see what Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. and Coach Deion Sanders were going to say. But before we get into it, man, for a few quick minutes, we got in the building. We got our boy at Chauncey Tuck. What's going on, Tuck? You doing all right, brother?
Doing pretty good. Like I said, I think we learned a couple of things. We learned that we could actually talk football, on these teleconferences without having all the other hoopla and not even, we'll get into it, but it was no other stuff that happened in the SWAC that nobody wants to talk about. But
yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. However, moving on, we got Mr. Nickname, Mr. I am DJ Double Dose, Mr. Lee Corso, Mr. I Can't Take Nothing From It, better known as Ben Dennis. Ben, what's going on, man? You doing all right?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm hanging in there, brother. I'm hanging in there, man.
And then last but definitely not least, sporting the Lindsey Wilson College today at DL Gardner 205, Mr. David Gardner. What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, just sorting it all out, man. Just sorting it all out, bro.
Just sorting it all out. We got receipts flying. We got bio comments,
bro.
We
got so much going on right now. But to set it up, man, like
our video was a fool. The know what I mean? That thing. Yeah.
It's
a pretty interesting space in those comments. I'm just gonna say that.
I would definitely say that we are. Like I said, we had the privilege to be on the call,
right.
And Coach Eddie Robinson got to speak. If you want to see everything he said word for word, you already supposed to be subscribed to this channel. Then you will see it on this channel, and you can go see it. Some of the things that he said, he explained. He was basically asked about the "I'm SWAC" comment,
right?
And I'm an outsider in this part of it. I would just say I didn't feel like the comments was ingenuous or false or anything like that. I just think that that's how he really feels.
Mm-hmm.
What was like your reaction to it? Because he basically was saying like I'm SWAC because that's something that he took pride in growing up,
right?
With his father working at all that kind of working for the Bayou Classic. So what was your thoughts on it? Like how did you feel about that in comparison to what seems to be the public reaction right now?
Well, I think it was a beautiful job of PR. Whoever his PR person is right now, that was a good segue, good pivot, and trying to give up a good answer that can connect everything together. He wasn't talking about, granted, I don't think he was talking about his father. I don't think he was talking about him playing football because I think he said in another story, he said that he was, him and his other buddies were talking about football and everything. Maybe that part I could probably believe, but it was a great thing to bring it all together and say, this is what I mean that he isn't SWAC. But it still doesn't constitute that you have to say it. You know what I'm saying? Because Are you still going to talk about other guys that's not SWAC? We haven't still addressed that part of it. So the part that I got out of it, I went, well, for what he said, like I say, I understand. I do understand why he said it and why he said. And I understand why he said it at that time. It was in the heat of the moment, but sometimes you gotta dial back, and think about what you said. Because he said in the telecom, "I'm not taking nothing back from what I said."
So why? As he should. Because at this point, if you try to take it back, I mean, we know when he said in the heat of the moment, it was how he felt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what right or wrong, indifferent. He said what he said. You got to stand on it. Like he said, I take back the cursing because I probably should have worded it a little bit. I probably shouldn't have been as vulgar as I was. But I mean, don't come down off your comments. I mean, that's truly how you felt. I mean, it was the heat of the moment, but it's how you felt.
Yeah.
Dave, what's your first impressions?
First impression, I think that he. First of all, let me preference all this by saying that I think both coaches are outstanding coaches. I do think that they represent their brand in their school. In
You're not taking sides.
Not taking sides. I mean,
No.
I don't really have a dog in this fight,
Right.
but
No pun intended.
no pun. I don't have a dog in this fight. I like it. Bars hashtag. But
Bars.
what I guess what I want to say is this. The reason that statement was made, yes, that was a beautiful. I do believe it. Yes, okay, he's not SWAC, and he feels like he was more SWAC than others because he played. He grew up around it. I get that, but
came back, right,
bro. It's other coaches out here that could be considered not SWAC at this point. I think what we're dealing with is a narrative that the SWAC is Dion. Now, is that Dion's fault? I ain't gonna say it's his fault because he just has a bigger than life personality. He's that name brand. He is really a celebrity coach, is what he is.
Attention
He's trying to do that. I don't know. I can't say. I think he's genuine. I always make this comment. I think he's genuine in what he's doing, but I think a lot of people are looking at it because they kind of feel like maybe they feel a little overlooked. Maybe they feel like, hey, Dion is Coach Prime is just Coach Prime. I mean, to them, they're on equal playing field, but he can't just do what he want to do. You know what I mean? He can't. Like today, we was in the media day, and no one even posed a question to Coach, about what happened. Heck, they even asked my coach, asked Coach Main about it. Coach Main ain't even there. You know what I mean? So I think it's a lot of animosity built up, and an emotional moment like that, it kind of came to a head. Is there some fault on Coach Prime part? Of course. The whole build up to the game, and then of course he's a salesman. He's selling it. He's selling
the product.
It's almost like professional wrestling, but it was a lot of disrespect there. I think I'm going to even say on both sides. When Prime walked the field, there's videos out there of the other student athletes. I don't know if it was student athletes or the crowd or both.
It was a couple players. Yeah, that was some players.
Yeah. So all in all, how I feel about it, I think that this couldn't have ended any other way. It was what it was. It was going to happen this way.
Right.
I mean, because when you basically, like we said pre-show, when you on Prime's part, like he said, it wasn't like he kind of laughed, but he kind of was just like, y'all really gonna choose me for homecoming? Like y'all really want to put that out there? Y'all really want to choose me for homecoming? And if you Coach Robinson, you sit back and you're hearing all of this, I mean, it's like, man, and then regardless of if that's Dion's, thing that he does before every game, maybe Coach Robinson didn't know that. This is his first year. Maybe he didn't know that that's what he does before every game. Maybe he did or he didn't. But it's like between what you said about us choosing you for homecoming, between what you did in the pregame, like, it's kind of like, hey, man, I got to shake your hand at the end of the game because that's what we're supposed to do. But anything other than that, I'm good on that.
And my last part of it, and Renard, you take it from here.
Right.
At the end of the day, there's only one way to shut him up.
Gotta beat him.
Gotta beat him.
That's it. That's it. I mean that. Ain't no other way around it. That's it. You gotta beat him.
I think I'm just gonna talk about what you guys just said at first about all that. I think one of the biggest things is that my biggest thing is that sides have been chosen, and it really depends on what side you go on. Like shout out to BJ Jones at Inside HBCU Football. Like he tweeted today, he was like, right is right and wrong is wrong. Or like he says, like we all say, like we can say both things can be true. Like if you're looking at it from the Jackson State side of it, you can actually sit there and say, hey, my coach always walked the field. Always. And guess what? It was happening this time because they were late. They were not their fault. They were late. It was bad traffic coming from Birmingham. It was really, really bad. They got on the field really, really late. He wasn't trying to be disrespectful. He was just literally doing what he always does. And Prime, it ain't like this. He gonna talk. We already know he gonna talk. So if you look at it from Jackson State point of view, it's like we ain't doing nothing wrong. But also, if you take Alabama State, it's like now you just bringing these comments unwarranted and didn't say anything about it to us, and they might have took it the wrong way. And then also, he doesn't. he looked at it like, okay, you walking through my stuff, that's disrespectful. So it's like you got, like you said, two things can be true at the same time. That doesn't mean that you have to agree with either side, but it's also like if David has an opinion and Tuck has an opinion and I don't agree with it, I'm still going to respect what that man has to say. Like, you know, and that to me, that's the biggest thing. And everybody is like tripping on this I am SWAC thing. I think Coach Robinson just has a SWAC pride in him. That's not a disrespect to anybody else. That's like if David Friend went to Louisiana Tech and he's in the SWAC, you expect David to have more pride because he is an Alabama A&M alumni. So it's like this is born and bred into this man. That doesn't mean it makes it right what he said. Please, Lord, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that you're talking about almost a 10-year NFL vet, talking about a very, very emotional, really, really good football player, former SWAC Defensive Player of the Year. But then you got Coach Prime with, you know, like, I've been doing this. I ain't doing nothing I didn't do. That's why I said, like, I hate that statement was made, but it was made out of emotion, out of anger. But you also expect as a coach, you got to sometimes be able to control your emotions, but you are human.
Yeah.
So it's like, I just hate there's a lot of attention that came to it wasn't all positive. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I think those two coaches are really good coaches, like Dave said. So in the end of the day, man, I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's really too much we can say about it. I'm actually happy that Coach Prime didn't get asked a question about it because Coach Prime didn't initiate anything.
Right.
And I mean, Coach Robinson gave the little, you know, like stop. And that's what everybody sees. And then it went boiled over with the press conference. I just think you got two strong men, two powerful men, two prideful men, two great leaders, and they just didn't agree on something. And they got to publicly voice their opinion and not talk about it in private.
That's it.
I mean, that's why I said, based off the events that happened, it was no other way for this to happen. Ian, it was gonna blow up.
Now the way the fans feel, that's a whole different story because you know, fan look, you got to protect your program. You know, I get it. You know, I feel like comments have gone too far on both sides, 100%. But hey, the fans make the game, right? Fans make the game. The passion and the love that happens in the SWAC is what makes the SWAC, right?
Right.
So
hey, at the end of the day, I will be on down in Jackson, Mississippi next year when Alabama State will be scheduled for their homecoming. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen.
And we go ahead. So go ahead. Let that schedule come out. We know.
Yeah, I'm circling that date, bro.
Just like
Coach Prime, Coach Sanders. We gonna need some rooms in your little ranch out there or something. Can you hook us up or something? You know,
just like the director of I forgot the lady's name. The director of Jackson Tourism, and
that's what I was thinking of from the media day.
She said, "Hey, let us know. We'll let you know when y'all guys gonna be there." Oh, we will.
We're
gonna give you a year notice that we're gonna be there.
Hey, man, it is what it is, bro. But man, look, I think Ben. I think Ben had a little something go on, something. So,
all right.
You got anything else to say, man? For anything else on the subject before we get up out of here?
Nah, I'm good, man. I think we said it all.
I think we said it all, but I think you're gonna hear more. And also, man, like if you're watching this video, man, go like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, man. We're trying to get to a certain plateau. We appreciate y'all. Y'all doing good things right now, man. For checking us out. But hey, we just want y'all to subscribe to us and check us out. Also, we have some merch and some other stuff on dslpodcast.com. Also, we're on Apple. We're on Spotify. We're on all that. If you just can hit the audio version, man, we appreciate y'all, man. Holler back at us as soon as you can, and we're gonna get out of here. Like I said, we just want to be here for a couple of minutes, man. We about this thing, man. We'll talk to y'all later. For Down South Football Podcast, we out, man.
All right.